Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So it looks like WarGaming has surprised everyone by giving away a free tank, a free tier 9 tank. Here it is, the GSOR. And don't panic, it's not the one that has the 7-minute reload. It just shoots once. Let's get this show on the road. So of course it's free. So look at the teams. I think there are 19 GSORs in this game. So this will be a good game. The new strategy, let's give away a free tier 9 tank, which I can't complain, right? Can't look a gift horse in the mouth. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? You can't look a gift horse in the mouth. You know what it means? It means in the old days when they used to trade horses, or horses were important, the first thing you do is you check the teeth of the horse to make sure it's, it doesn't have bad teeth. So if someone gives you a horse for free, you can't say, hey, wait a minute, he's got a cavity, I don't want him. So does this tank have a cavity? No. It's just a regular tank, but it's free, so everyone has one, even those people that are only at tier 2. Or the people that play tier 4 all the time. Or the people that just occasionally play their daddy's account and have their own account, and they've only grinded up to tier 1 so far. They're in this game now, fighting against you. So tier 9 games are really fun now, and they will be for now that everyone's playing the Christmas, the holiday ops, it's called. The holiday ops. It's not enough shit show, Yuri. Let's make it even more. We will give them tank for free. And all Muppets and losers and idiots who have never played the game for a year will log in now and get their free tier 9 and roll out. And it will be wonderful matchmaking. We will have anywhere between 10 and 29 GSORs in each game. And these tier 2 players have no idea where to go on this map. None of them take the center. They all go to the beach. Because everyone knows, guys, everyone knows, we learned this in World War II when the Allies landed on the beaches. Right? The safest place to be during D-Day was on the beach. So, so that's the strategy that most of these enemies have used. Well, we have a large map here. The upper area of the map has lots of concealment and undulations and hull down positions and rocks and cover, and is the high ground. And then there's a beach with no cover that you can get shot on from above. We've got a new tier 9 tank. What should we do? I know, let's all go on the beach. It's so ridiculous. So how many of these players are oh look, someone shot him and did 59 damage. So of course they're all shooting HE. And okay, I could make a joke and say, look, they're so stupid they're shooting HE, but that's not true. The point is, this new tank, the secret weapon of this tank is Hesh, which is high explosive with 210 pen, 480 damage, and then the regular HE, which is 105 pen, 480 damage, 210 pen, 480 damage. Yeah, so there's a regular HE round, which is a decent HE round, and then the Hesh round, which this player is not using. Because this player has played the game for years, and he knows that a few patches ago, or a number of years ago, WarGaming reworked and rebalanced HE, nerfed. And whereas in the past, oh, look at that guy did 83 damage with his Hesh round. Check out the rolls as I'm talking to you, right? There's going to be a lot of these tanks shooting Hesh. Just check out the damage numbers that pop up on the screen occasionally. So, it used to be when Hesh is HE, it had the HE mechanic. When an HE shell hit a tank, there was a blast radius, and then the game would search for the weakest armor within that blast radius, from the trajectory, from the hit point to the weakest part of the armor, and then use that weak part of the armor thickness and do a calculation of how the explosion of the HE, highly explosive shell, would interact with that weak armor. And then they would calculate, it was a complicated formula, and you figure out how much damage would be done. That was too complicated. That took the servers too long to figure out. Right? So they changed it. Now a highly explosive HE ammunition no longer explodes. They didn't change the name to UE, unexplosive. No, wait a minute. Highly unexplosive, HU. Because HE is now HU. It doesn't explode anymore. Now when the HE shell hits a tank, it just... Wargaming just decides how much damage you do based on a more simple formula that no one knows how it works. Because now you can play a Death Star. You can play a tank that has the most powerful HE shell in the game. And this is one of the reasons they nerfed HE. Is so, the shit barn and the Death Star that has 210 pen and 1,750 alpha. You can shoot a wheeled vehicle with that HE, and the HE doesn't HE. It doesn't explode, and your commander might say, screen hit. 0! So that's called, in Russian, that's called balancing the game. That's what they did. And now that they've balanced the HE shells, so they no longer explode, if you do not penetrate, you get completely trolled, okay? If you penetrate, fine. So they have the same mechanic as a regular AP shell. If you penetrate, you do plus or minus 25% of the damage. Right? You get a damage roll if you penetrate. Same mechanic on penetration. But if you don't penetrate, Wargaming could say, well, Yuri, how much money has this player spent on the game? And is he on the winning team or the losing team? What should he roll? He has just fired a shot from his Death Star, 1,750 alpha. How much damage should he do? He just did not penetrate, so... Will he roll 1,283? Or will he roll 27? And sometimes you roll 27. So anyways, I'm watching the game here as I'm in a giddy mood. I watched it, I saw a lot of like 23, 58, 77. There's gonna be a lot of people that get really trolled on the HE when it doesn't explode roll. So anyways, a long story short, I'm not ridiculing. Actually, I am. Just be careful to aim properly to make sure you pen your Hesh shell, because if you don't pen, you're gonna get trolled. You're gonna have tons and tons and tons of very low rolls in the single or double digits. You'll roll 8, 29, 52. Oh, okay, he's got to fight this guy. He's got his APCR. Oh, what did it say? Armor not hit? A great shot. The commander said great shot, but he did 0. Why don't you load the Hesh? This guy realizes he's managed his ammunition very carefully. You notice that he only loaded Hesh a few times, I believe, to hit a couple of very lightly armored vehicles. But if you're facing someone like this and now he's not penetrating the APCR round. What's the pen on that round? That is 268. He's not penning those because that guy's angled, but he penned that one. But if he was shooting Hesh, he wouldn't pen any of his shots, and he would roll like 20, 19, 33. So you have to be you have to manage your ammunition very carefully. Okay, if you end up top tier or you're shooting a Grill 8 or a PZ4 or a shit barn, or someone that's very low HP, or this guy, then Hesh be a good choice. But it's the troll ammunition. Remember that you could get trolled a lot. And I think a lot of people that get this tank, maybe they'll be inexperienced, that they'll only be up to tier 2, 3, or 4. They're concentrating on the low tiers. And they're going to get trolled a lot and say, oh, this tank sucks. And that's not the case. I don't know if it sucks or not. You guys make up your own opinion. But if you load the wrong ammunition and you manage your ammunition incorrectly, then you're going to feel that this tank sucks. But if you manage your ammunition correctly, like this guy has, boom, then it looks pretty solid, doesn't it? I mean, the gun is good. It's kind of slow, but look at the caliber of players he's fighting. So he aced the tank by doing 5,923 damage, 6 kills. He fired 24 shots, hit 22, penned 18, and you'll notice that and there's a lot of players that, well, let's just say they did do very well. So let's just say anytime you get something free, you have to be appreciative and not look a gift horse in the mouth, as I mentioned before. And I want to hear from you guys. Leave it in the comment section whether you've taken it out for a spin and what you think. Here's a more normal game. Okay, a lot of the games have 10, 20 of these tanks per side, but I found one that there's only a couple. There's 2 GSORs on this side and there's 2 GSORs on the other side. Everyone rushing out to play their new toy. So it's Christmas. I have to say that, it's good. This guy's confused. He's going, what do? I usually play tier 2. This is where I go when I play tier 2. I wait right here. This is what's going to happen, right? I give you the no BS analysis. You get the positives and the negatives, right? You give away a free tier 9. It's going to be a shit show for the first little while. So give it time to kind of even out or distribute amongst the player base, and people get bored of it. And those tier 2, there they are. The 2 GSORs made it to the choke point. They're ready to exchange fire immediately. Because why not? They're used to going to this particular spot because they play tier 2. One guy's dead. That's the tier 2 player that got his GSOR. He's going, Daddy, I don't like this tank. I drove up to where I usually go and I died. So give it about, give it a month or 2 or 3. Next, by the summer, you won't see as many of them. You'll see like a couple of players that want a 3 market or that figured out all the nuances and want to play it, and they're really good at it. The tier 2 and 3 players, they will all die. Their first 10 games, they'll have like a 10% win rate, and the average amount of time they survive in a game is 18 seconds, like that guy. And then they'll say, this tank sucks! WarGaming ripped us off! Go back to playing your M2 medium. That's hilarious. What are you gonna do though, guys? Right? That's the way it is. Not enough gun depression, eh? Not enough gun depression. There's the Cobra. It looks like a Cobra. The Cobra looks similar. Oh, a load of Hesh shell. Does he have a Hesh shell? I think he just fired. He fired a Hesh shell, and he did 477. 477 as opposed to 390. That's 100 more. It isn't the amazing secret weapon that you think, right? It's only 100 more damage in a shot. It's only an extra 100 damage with the chance of rolling almost nothing. With a much lower chance of penning because it's 210 pen instead of 268 for the AP. Is it? Let's APCR. What was it? 268. So it's a much lower chance of penning at high tiers. So a much higher chance of. You have a much higher chance of rolling like 52. Damage caused 42. There you go. He's fired the Hesh. You have a much higher chance of rolling 42 than you do of rolling 480. You just do, unless you pick your targets carefully. That's a perfect example, right? But I guess the other way of looking at it is if someone's hull down and you're not going to pen them with your APCR, 268, you're not going to. You could fire a couple of Hesh shells, do 37, 42 damage and scare them so that they back up. But it's going to suck a lot of credits out of people's pockets because the Hesh is... check how much they cost. I haven't checked. I have not checked. And now he rolled 412. Well, I didn't see what shell he fired there. So I think he fired an APCR shell and did 412. So you see, it's not... And now 378. Yeah. It's not the formidable weapon that you would think. There's no way he's going to pen... Oh, he shot his own teammate. He's got the other tier 2 GSOR player behind him, like wedging him in. Don't you know how to parallel park, you muppet? Where is he? So, yeah, I'm interested in your comments. Leave in the comment section how, you know, probably everyone's taking it up for a spin just to check. Oh, that was a very lucky. It's the Polish tank does not have that strong a turret, but that was a lucky snap. Looks like the gun handling's pretty good, guys. Looks like the gun. Oops! Now he's getting pushed by someone. It's just yeah, it's a choke point there. They've pushed forward. I would almost retreat. This is where you get into problems if you keep pushing it. You won your flank, retreat, and then go help push the city out or defend the base. This is not going to end well. If they push around this corner, it's not going to end well. You see that? That PZ7 almost died. Almost died, and there's the tier 2 player hiding. This is the longest I've survived ever, Daddy. I got a tier 9 tank and I lasted more than 3 minutes. These high tier games are very competitive. Okay, here he goes. I've taken control because this guy's making us dizzy. And this is the correct move, right? Because if they keep pushing around the corner in the south there, there's going to be a whole bunch of... The CS-59 is going to spot them, and they're going to get shit on by our 2 artilleries. They're going to die. Those 2 guys, I haven't seen this game yet, but the PZ-7 and the GSOR that push around that corner, they're going to die. Just like the enemies... You know, this is the counterclockwise. You have to go counterclockwise in World of Tanks. All maps are counterclockwise, right? So he went counterclockwise and won the flank. Now he has to retreat. The enemies went counterclockwise. They went to the city, and they won. And now they're doing the right thing of trying... You know, if they just push forward blindly, they're going to get killed. So now it's the stalemate. Now strategy comes in. Now you have to look at the score. It's 7-8. So half the players are dead. Now the half that really... are not going to influence the game too much, really don't know what's going on. These guys now that are still alive at least know the strategy. They won their flank, and now they can't just drive in the open. Now the real game starts. Okay? If you're usually dead before this part of the game, then you're not very good. But sometimes it's a blowout and you know you're dead in 4 minutes because everyone on your team sucks. But I'm just saying, in general, if you can consistently survive to this part of the game, this is kind of like the mid to beginning of end game, then you're a good player. This guy's still alive. The enemies have done a really good job. They've won the city, and now they are coming around. And now you'll notice that the 2 guys that I said would die in the south, they're dead, right? The other GSOR and the PZ7, they're dead. Now this guy's going to go defend the ridgeline, because if he allows the enemies to come over this, then they're just surrounded at A1, 2, 3, and they're, you know, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. It's easy for you and me, and you're dead. So he's calling help, but there's no one that can help him. But he's at least taken this... Oh, you could have surprised that leopard and popped a nice Hesh shell into him. I would load a Hesh shell for the leopard. Load a Hesh shell for the leopard. Does he... Oh, and now he can take out the artillery. Beautiful. Ha! Artillery, who did not like to use the bush because he's a muppet, is dead. The leopard has missed. Does he have a Hesh shell for the leopard? Yes. 522. Beautiful. And don't let the leopard reload. Don't let him reload and shoot you. Why would you do that? His own artillery stunned him because his teammate is a muppet and just killed the leopard. Good. Now, he would have killed the leopard with 2 regular shots. Right, he did 500, 5, 6, 700, 800. No, I stand corrected. I'm adding the 2 shots together. 786. 786. Yeah, he would have killed him. He would have killed him with 2 regular shots. That's a Hesh shot. Beautiful. See, he's managing his... he did it right, but he would have killed the leopard with 2 shots anyway. So he could have, you know, if he got trolled, his HE shell trolled him, oh, smackaroony. If he had been trolled, we would be talking about getting trolled with HE, but he did not get trolled. He penned the leopard. Oh, now he wants to shoot the ground. What are you doing? Yes! And, oh, they're coming at him from all sides. Oh, the Grillet! What the hell is the Grillet doing charging forward? Who the hell let the Grillet do that? Who the hell let the Grillet ruin my video? Of course, a good player would have kept driving forward and gotten behind the Grillet because the Grillet does not have a fully traversable gun. But he moved back and forth in front of the Grillet, and the Grillet stole the show. If he drove behind the Grillet, that would have been an amazing, fantastic victory, I predict. But he didn't do that, so it was a defeat. He lost. And therefore, he sucks! You lost, buddy. You know, you finished on top, but let's face it, you lost. And therefore, you suck. So leave in the comment section, did you get your free tank? And do you like it? Smile, 5T. Let him know he's been featured on the channel if you know this guy. And let him know you lost. Therefore, you suck. And I will catch you guys on the next one.